hello. Are you ready to talk more on Monday? In our Founder to Founder series, we spend time with female founders in a variety of industries to learn their why, what they're building, and how they're creating spaces for others through their work. Today, we're spending time with Liz Kelpin, founder of Sunbound Books, where we're going to get to go in before hours. My name is Ariana Cruz, and I'm the owner of More. Here we work to make opportunities reachable for everyone by curating content to educate, inspire, and call you to action. Your action might look different compared to your friends, and that's okay. We want to meet you where you are and just start a conversation. We are finding brilliant ways to make opportunities reachable for everyone together. Before we get into it, let's meet our guest. Liz Kelpin is the owner of Sunbound Books, an independent bookstore creating space for female authors and stories about women. She is fortunate to have her dream job after spending several years working in publishing and marketing, and loves being part of the reading community in Fort Wayne, Indiana. She enjoys a 5-minute commute to the bookstore from home, where she lives with her husband and 2 sons, and an 80-pound dog named Burt. With that, let's head on in. Awesome. Welcome back to our Founder to Founder series. My name is Ariana, and today I am in Sunbound Books with Liz. Liz, thank you so much for having me this morning.
Thank you. It's so good to have you here.
I'm super pumped. Chloe Price, our podcast host, recommended I meet you. She'd been in here several times and was like, you have to talk to Liz. Her space is gorgeous and the supply of books is super cool. And as I went down the rabbit hole of research before coming in this morning, it was so cool. You talked a lot about, in some of the interviews that I read, about how you are prioritizing having newer titles. A lot of bookstores often kind of skip over that or don't keep up, which I also understand as a business owner. Sometimes that's supply and demand and having to move inventory, which can be intimidating sometimes. But I love the priority of it, and I think it also speaks a lot to some of our newer business owners in the area and in this just generation period. So thank you so much for having us, and thank you for taking it on to curate such a beautiful space that is so welcoming to so many people. It's really cool.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's good to be. We love Chloe. We love having repeat customers. So yeah, it's great to have you. And I love talking about books and the book business.
Yeah.
So
I love it. And I mean, I saw that you had a background in publishing before. And so to be in the same realm in a very different way, how unique. I don't feel like I often see that. I feel like I'll see people switch more to writing after being in publishing, maybe, but not becoming a host of the books that are curated and written otherwise. So that's fantastic. And again, just a really unique journey perspective to have taken.
Yeah.
So we're in Fort Wayne. I'm from Fort Wayne. I know you've been back for a few years now, or several years.
Several years. Yep.
Yeah. And the city's been growing. I can't believe what it looks like every time I come back. I was here for my high school reunion, which is crazy to me anyways. And to just be able to walk around downtown and see so much life and so much art, even on the walls with the murals, it's so exciting. And I think Indiana as a whole is in a really big period of growth, which is cool. I mean, we're super economical, easy to live in.
Yeah.
And as more people are moving and investing in the Fort Wayne area, both for the purpose of living, I think it's been really cool to see the way businesses are also beginning to adapt and diversify in what they're offering. What has it been like as a business owner and as a resident of the area to see both of those grow together and having that growth parallel one another, while also having that beautiful intersection of supply and demand, of wants and needs by both parties?
Yeah. I never thought I would be back in Fort Wayne. I was the one who was like, I cannot wait to get out of here. And I mean, I went to college in Indiana, but I was very much like, I want to be in a big city, saw myself in New York. And it was really that, like, the opportunities are so big in Fort Wayne because it's so affordable, because it is this really nice mix of like suburb and city living. There's kind of both of that available there. And when I saw like the downtown growth and really saw like a lot of these, we're just going to try this. Like, we're just going to open this business. It just seemed like a lot of freedom for business owners. So yeah, that was really exciting for me to see, and a huge reason why I came back. Because it's like, if I would want to do something like this, it would be in Fort Wayne where you would start it.
Mm-hmm.
And the downtown community too is small enough that it's like there's so much sharing and there's so much like support going
That's
on.
cool.
So I've felt so supported by other business owners and like the Women's Fund and Greater Fort Wayne. There's just this like everyone is championing you so much that you're like, okay, this is possible. Like maybe I can do it. Where in a bigger city, like that support doesn't exist in the same way. So yeah, so that was a big part of me kind of thinking this would be possible. And as I see it, it's like the more successful you can kind of like venture out and put yourself out there, then that's the more people are coming downtown and the more, and there really used to be this in some of the circles I was in, there was a sense of like, downtown is scary. Like we don't want to go downtown. I feel like there really was that of like in the suburbs, you know, it was kind of
or even rural communities.
Yeah, it was like, well, we can't go into Fort Wayne. And it was like, but now there's just this, the more that people are deciding to branch out and make the spaces walkable, livable, artistic, beautiful, the more community like events there are, then the more that downtown becomes this like destination. So yeah, so I think that growth has been amazing, and I kind of pinch myself that I'm a little bit a part of it, even though I'm not quite downtown. I love this area too, and I love that downtown is expanding kind of. So yeah,
the core of it continues to reach and reach and reach, which is awesome. And I mean, it makes it more accessible in so many different ways.
Yes.
And I think people also forget how easy it is to start a business. I say easy very lightheartedly.
Sure.
It's easy to log on to the Secretary of State website and start a business. And I feel like that can be the scariest part sometimes, but making that choice and being like, if not me, then who? And making that jump can be so scary, but also so exciting because you're going to have such a soft landing in community. And I think, did you take a little break to share a little bit more about your favorite founder? In 2018, I, Ariana, founder of More, graduated college and joined the impressive alumni network of the Kelley School of Business. Since 1974, the Kelley School has been shaping business in Indianapolis, with robust academic programs, translational research that addresses grand challenges, and growth-focused industry partnerships. Kelley Indianapolis is a vital driver in Central Indiana's talent and workforce development. As an alumna and now business owner, I turn to Kelley Indianapolis for resources and to support students as they navigate their educations and explore future career pathways. Like others in the alumni network, we are proud to offer space for students to leverage new opportunities. The Kelley School of Business Indianapolis doesn't settle for less. They discover, they innovate, they create business leaders who do the same. That's what makes Kelley Indy's Business School for 50 years and counting. Head to kelley.indianapolis.iu.edu to learn more. Now back to our founder. You have been in business for less than 12 months. A lot of entrepreneurs, and I'm bringing this up because it's not an overnight success. It's not something that just happens in a week or a few weeks or even a few months. How long does it feel like you've been in business, even though the doors just opened last September?
Yeah. It feels like I can't remember a time when I wasn't in business. That's how long it feels. And in one way, I would say like it's been a lifetime of feeling like this idea has been brewing. So, and in terms of like thinking about actively working on the business, I mean, it has to have been, feels like 3 years, 4 years. And a lot of that was like, I'm intentionally visiting bookstores and, you know, talking with booksellers and thinking about and looking at spaces even in the city. I was always looking like with an eye of like, if that were a bookstore, that would be so great. And so thinking about the real like physical parts of what would it look like? What would the furnishings be? What would the paint colors be? So in that sense, I feel like I've been in business for a very long time. So
I feel like that makes your business expenses super fun if you have to continue doing bookstore research
yeah, right.
in all these different ways.
That's true. Yes.
I love that for you.
Yes. Yeah.
I need to remember to add something to my business that allows me to do more things like that.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So in this time and kind of in this vein of reflection, what are 1 or 2 things you've learned since September and starting Sunbound Books?
Yeah. Wow. I could probably have a list of like 100 things. And I did very much come into it with like, I have a lot to learn. So because I knew I felt pretty confident about like what I wanted it to be and about, knowledge of the marketing and the publishing aspect of it. But really that part of the business side of it, and specifically like, how do I keep this meeting what the customers want and like not kind of overdoing it, like really keeping it focused. I can't please everyone. So how do I get it where people can still find something they want? So I would say like asking for help has been a huge thing that I don't naturally do very well. So I love asking for forgiveness instead of permission. I love trying things out. I'm not afraid to fail. But in this part, it was very much like asking for help first and getting that sense of what are my parameters for if I have these, amount of new titles, if I have this catalog, then how can I kind of balance projected sales? And so like asking for help has been a huge thing of people who are trusted, know more than me, and who are willing to give that advice.
And that's a great mindset to have coming into it, knowing that you don't know everything. You're willing to learn, willing to fail, and almost excited to fail because that's where you learn so much.
Absolutely.
It's not fun, but you're so much better for it. So that's fantastic.
And I would say along those lines, just being like open to feedback. So like, and I have gotten a lot of feedback from the community, and most of it has been very positive, but really like listening to that part of, well, like what do people want when they come in here, and what are the consistent things that people are saying, and how can I take that without compromising my vision and what I wanted to bring and what keeps me coming back, but also like delivering more of that to people. So really like being a good listener to the people who are coming here and loving it. So.
Right, and buying.
Exactly.
I think people love small business, but like you have to stay in business, and so sometimes that balance too gets not lost, but a little bit lost. And we're not feeding into capitalism or like big business, but they are doing something right where they continue to pay their people and continue to grow and all these different things. And I feel like sometimes that can be a dialogue that people want to skip over. But I love the way that you've been open to feedback. I think that's something that can also be really hard sometimes. We interviewed a founder, Anna Doris, and as she was launching her platform, she was like, call my baby ugly. Tell me what's wrong with it. Like, I love it with all my heart. And so because of that, I know I have a bias. I need to know how I can improve so that this succeeds. And sometimes that can be really challenging when you poured so much of yourself into it.
I mean, there have been like events that I was very passionate about that have not had an amazing turnout, or there have been titles that I loved that have not sold as well. And it's like, that's fine. I mean, that if I'm only doing what I think is good, no one's coming, and like no one's showing up to the events, no one's buying books, and that's okay, because it's the space that is the main point, and it's keeping the space here, but it's also like making this a place that's welcoming, safe, and somewhere where people can find themselves in a book. It's not about me. So,
that's so beautiful. I have like 2 more questions for you, but chef's kiss, that was beautiful. Well, I mean, I am feeling inspired, and I think you've talked a lot about how other people have poured into you and spaces that have inspired you to build what you've built. I would love to know how you inspire yourself.
It's such a good question. I appreciate you asking it. I mean, like the cliche answer is reading and books. And I think that I spend a lot of time in the like memoir biography kind of area and seeing especially like, women who have kind of traversed the trail before me and feeling inspired by like resilience and overcoming, whether it's trauma or business or family relationships. I very much get inspired by true stories like that. And then similarly, just by community. I mean, I really thrive on like people finding community and meeting each other and feeling like they have a sense of belonging. So to like have a space where that happens and where I can witness that, whether it's at book club or just in like repeat customers. And I mean, I've gotten to know so many people just from being here and having this as a space. That's really inspiring to me.
Cool.
Yeah, and just to know that like community is still accessible, because we're all in this, you know, very like post-pandemic, lonely, online kind of siloed space, that it's like, that's not true. Like the truth is community exists. It's beautiful. People are longing for it. And it can happen like very easily. You don't have to have this big production. So yeah, that's inspiring.
I love that so much. And I think too, I almost thought you were going to say we're all in this together. And I was going to be like,
I mean,
yes,
it's a bop, and I do love High School Musical. So
how can you not?
It's true.
But I think too, saying that community doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be big. I mean, what's that saying? Like, one is whatever, choose
a crowd,
and three's a party.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And that's all you need.
Truly. Yeah.
So I thank you so much for bringing this together and creating a space for people to come together.
Yeah.
Even if it's in by the twos or by the threes or even just the fours, or maybe they're coming to supply the party somewhere else.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
I think it's a beautiful, beautiful way that we can be connected in new ways. New but old.
Right.
In this really cool, rounded view.
Yep.
How can people who are not yet part of your community be part of it? How can they keep up with you? How can they interact with you? How can they support?
Sure. So yeah, the easiest way to like find out what's going on is Instagram. It's at Sunbound Books. On our website, you can also sign up for, we have like a monthly newsletter at sunboundbooks.com. And we'll post a calendar of events on both those places, so you can see what we have. We have a lot of like local authors doing signings and Q&As coming up. And yeah, or you can always come in store and we'd be happy to see you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Liz, for joining. And thank you for joining for this Founder to Founder. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you so much.